We're gonna put this on the screen. So you have a Holiday Inn worker. This name is Caleb. And apparently what happened, according to the Quartering, the YouTuber who's in contact with him, this man ran into an air, got frustrated. The black man, who we're just going to emphasize as black because of Tariq Nasheed emphasized it, started calling him the F slur for homosexual, started berating him for his homosexuality. We see a lot of homophobia in the black community. There's a lot of that out there. Starts calling these things. He says he needs a moment. He was saying, I need a moment. I just need a moment because I have a mental illness. He starts blaming him because he's saying that he's getting mad because he's dealing with a black customer and that's the problem. And then he literally has a mental breakdown, ends up self-abusing himself in a clear case of mental illness. Like that's clearly this guy's not just having a bad day.
Right.
That's a problem. This guy's got a clinical issue. He quits, obviously. Then the hotel throws the black man out of the hotel and they claim this is all due to racism. Why can't white people just have a mental breakdown without it being about racism?
It's a good question, right? But I think what annoys me a little bit about the United States in this regard is that when you have people of different races interacting with one another, everyone makes it a racial issue rather than the fact that perhaps, the customer that this young guy was dealing with was a complete to him. And perhaps the reason that he reacted as he did was in response to that. It has nothing to do with race, I'm assuming. But I would wager that the response of the black customer pulling out his phone to film it and behave in the manner that he is actually predicated on race. I feel really bad watching this clip, and actually initially, Savannah and I were talking about this last night and I had a pretty visceral reaction. And I'm getting to this point where I'm so sick of people being so horrible to one another. This was such an unnecessary situation. And it's clear that this kid has probably had a very, very rough time, especially with COVID. I think people are extra mean with the whole COVID stuff. And then to go ahead and turn this into a racial issue when this person is obviously having trouble, it just makes me really, really agitated.
And can I also jump in here and discuss the fact that too, allegedly this black man was calling this individual to get and evoke a response out of him.
Remember to bleep that too, because apparently
I will.
We keep getting in trouble for using that word. But also,
I'm using it for context because it's important to the story.
That's my point. Is it like he's berating him, calling him like a gay? He's using gay as a slur, like, oh, you're gay because you having a mental breakdown. And can we just like call this out that like if this happened in a reversal of race, this would be easily this guy would be considered the racist that's filming. But because the victim is white, who's had a mental breakdown, which is a serious thing. Nobody cares. The media doesn't care. The reaction from Hollywood isn't there. Nobody's like, I can't believe this would happen on a frontline worker in a pandemic. Yeah, they're making fun of him.
They're making fun of him. I mean, Savannah's totally right. Both of you are totally right in this. When you are trying to get people to react in a certain way so that you can film it and put it on the internet and then get your, oppression points, it's absurd to me. I mean, I just feel if you're pushing a kid to the point where he's punching himself in the face, for those who are listening and haven't seen this video, if you are pushing someone to the point where they're punching themselves in the face, and then part of this clip that hasn't been shown yet is him going off to the side and basically starting to bawl his eyes out, you're probably the kid in this situation. Let's be totally real. You are. I don't care what color you are. If you're eliciting this kind of reaction from someone who's just trying to do their job, is not being antagonistic towards you, you are in this situation, especially if you're filming it.
And I would like to say that the man is the racist because he is making this about homosexuality and race. And that's what everyone always says, that white people are hyper-focused on sex and race and stuff. That's not us. We're not the ones. And you know what? I want to bring this up with Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed even puts this video up to cause dissension. If you know about him, he has it right here in his bio.
He's the worst person,
says,
man.
I'm the world's #1 race baiter. I bait racists and expose them. Sir, that's not what you do. You post propaganda and you divide our nation.
Yes.
And he pushes anti-white propaganda all the time to push hatred towards people who don't look like him.
Yep.
That's a classic textbook example of a piece of person.
He's not my favorite. Every time I see anything that he does or says, you know what? He takes innocuous situations a lot of the time and adds the racial element to them where it actually doesn't exist. And again, this is why people are so hyper-focused on race in the United States, because you can't get away from it. No one will let you get away from it. I'm tired, honestly, of being told how crap white people are. I'm tired of being told that we're inherently, that we're okay with white supremacy. I'm tired of it because at the end of the day, way, this is not moving the needle. This is not a helpful narrative. And if you're pushing people to be beating themselves up at their job, there's something wrong. Dude, this guy, not good. The Tariq man, not a nice person.
But white people have been abandoned, honestly, even by the government, because, even though the government says, they go, well, if white people want to help each other, that's collectivism and racism. And then they go out and say, well, we have COVID relief for minority-owned businesses. And then all corporations put out videos going, we're here to sponsor and help black people and black businesses. And everyone's like, we want to invest in black communities. And you're going, well, black businesses help each other. Every corporation tries to get you to buy something based on someone's black. Everybody's helping other communities. Who's helping white people? Nobody. They've been completely abandoned by everybody. And if you say, hey, that's not fair, that's not right, then you get called, a white nationalist or like a neo-Nazi or something for just simply pointing out the discrepancy that to disproportionately try to help another race over another is in itself overt racism. And I think that's really important, is like, look, so you bring this up and it's like, so then what do we do to help this kind of situation? Well, Jeremy from the Quartering is a good guy. He set up a GoFundMe for him, which we have a link in the description. You can support this. He quit. He lost his job, but he quit. There's no coming back from this. The man blasted him. Look at this. They've raised $41,616 of their $5,000 goal. And good job, Jeremy. Like, I mean, when you see that, that's what I'm saying about if white people have been abandoned, this is what we have to start doing.
Yeah.
Honestly, can we just like a round of applause right now for this fundraiser? Because like this is what we need.
Can we do Nancy Pelosi ones like this?
Beautiful.
Yeah, as petty as possible.
AOC's her.
Yeah.
I don't want to assault anyone.
I don't want to pop whoever's listening to headphones.
A great philosopher once said that you can be 2 out of 3 things: liberal, smart, or honest, but you can't be all 3. At Slightly Offensive, we're smart and honest. And if you like this clip, head over to Slightly Offensive YouTube channel by clicking right here, where you can find new episodes of our show weekly. We're bringing you the topics, news stories, and angles that will have you saying, why the hell wasn't I subscribed sooner? Also, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel too.